wanted a brother. I still remember my mother, one season after another.
It's really a pleasure to talk to you, Barry. You mentioned that you watch 150 times of Lion King. Why was the original piece so resonate to your personal feelings?
I watched it that many times because I was using it. I was babysitting, and so you just put on a movie to get them sort of like pay attention and calm down. But The Lion King is so great that I realized I began watching it with them, and you realize that as children, they're experiencing these very complex emotions for the very first time. You know, when Simba walks up to Mufasa after he's been killed by Scar in the 1994 film, it's a really intense thing.
So why did you make the antagonist the white lion this time?
In Disney, in The Lion King, there's so many different like movies and books. And these lions, the outsiders, they're actually present in not in the main film of The Lion King, but in one of the Lion King offshoots. So they exist. What if they chose a different path? And that was how the whole thing came to be.
And one became evil, and also to experience just the magic of The Lion King all over again. You stole me.
And one gets bad parenting, and so them becoming, this very iconic king, and then this very, unfortunately, evil and dark. And
I always find it fascinating is that animals in the movie are incredibly lifelike, but yet still expressive and relatable. How did you balance that? I mean, between realism and anthropomorphism, especially when you need to ensure the character feel both authentic and human-like without crossing caricature.
Exactly. These movies are made for human consumption and not for lion consumption. And so, the human beings have to be able to read the expressions, the body language. And so to us, there was this balance between, as you said, the realism. The one thing that always had to be real is the way the characters move in a certain degree. But then we wanted to make sure that if Taka, was feeling unsure or sad, or hopeful, if Mufasa was feeling doubtful, or that he was yearning for something, that the audience could tell that without him having to say of lion sort of movement, expressions, all these different things that we're always referencing versus what we're doing. It's based on, because he can't talk, based on how his jaw sets, whether his mouth is open or closed. The animation company MPC, they did the 2019 film and they did this film. So they have this large line.
And you never get bored of it.
You never get bored of it, exactly.
And this is a great opportunity that the audience got to see the Mufasa's origin story. And how did you approach expanding such an iconic character?
Yeah, the writer, Jeff Nathanson, he wrote the screenplay, which I read, and decided to make the film. And then we worked together. And for me, it was all about the characters. When you make a prequel, there's a version where you're trying to do everything so it adds up to all these plot points that people know. But for us, it was much more about the characters. How did they evolve? What experiences did they go through to shape them and reshape them to lead up to them becoming, this very iconic king?
I always wanted a brother. I still remember my mother.